Welcome to today's edition of 3 Minute Halacha. Over Yom Tov, one of the members of KNS showed me his lulav and asked me if the lulav was kosher to be used. The problem were the branches of the Aravos on the left side, the willow, which were missing many of the leaves. Once it had been put into its holder, those leaves at the bottom had fallen off. What's the halacha? Can it be used? We know that an arava has to be at least 3 tefachim long, somewhere between 9 and 12 inches, depending on the definition of a tefach. We also know that the majority of leaves need to still be on those aravos. So if it's a majority of the 3 tefachim, it's kosher. But what else could create a problem when it comes to aravos? Well, the first thing is, were the aravos kosher to begin with? Were the leaves long like a stream, its edges smooth, and its stem red? Those are the three prerequisites as codified in the Shulchan Aruch in Siman Tafresh Mem Zayin Sif Aleph. And even if the stem wasn't red now, the assumption is it would have turned red, as the Mishnah Berurah notes in paragraph 2. Sometimes there are small serrations on the aravos leaves, and if they're small and all in the same direction, the Chayei Adam and the Levush agree with Rashi that it's still kosher. A dry arava is not considered kosher. But what is the definition of a dry arava? First of all, if it's an arava where the majority of leaves are not dry, then it's still kosher. But still, what is the definition of dried? The Aravot writes that if the leaves crumble when touched by a person's fingernail, that's considered dry and invalid. But again, if it only turned color, as aravos typically do, from green to black, but they're still moist and they don't fall apart when touched, it would be considered still kosher. Not ideal, but still kosher. And the Mishnah Berurah and the Aruch HaShulchan go a step further, and using a piece of Gemara, explain that if the leaves turned white, you would have a problem. This is mentioned in, again, Tafresh Mem Zayin in the Mishnah Berurah, paragraph 6, and the Aruch HaShulchan, paragraph 8. Ultimately, if most of the leaves fell off, the arava is a problem. The Mishnah Berurah quotes that this is only most of the leaves within the 3 tefachim. And so if you have a tefach and a half of leaves, the willow is still considered kosher, and the lulav is able to be used.